Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TwoDimensions from the Console Network, and this is a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle, and this is the NU tier. So it goes straight into Delibird. This is a guy that I met from Cerebi chat room, and he goes into Delibird, goes for a Focus Punch. I predicted a substitute actually right here, so it goes straight away for the Lava Plume just to see what it would do, and it takes him out really fast. So he goes into his Golduck. So I predicted the Water type move. And so I go into my specially defensive Grumpig, and even if he went for a physical move, it still wouldn't have done that much. And that actually does a lot more than what I thought it would be. So I go for Psyche just to get some damage on the Golduck, but instead he decides to switch into his Glalie, and it will take it pretty well. It's probably invested in HP. And I predict the spikes, because I know these Glalies don't do very much. They usually set up spikes and they do Super Fang, Toxic, and Explosion. So it's just gonna go for the Calm Mind until I can do enough damage to take this thing out. But I go for Psychic here, and it actually does not do as much as I thought it would, and that's really bad. But he goes for a Super Fang like I thought he would. So right now I'm gonna try to sub up until he can't break my sub anymore with that Super Fang, but he probably figured that out and goes straight away for the Explosion, which is a pretty good play on his part, because now he has a free switch into whatever he wants, and he already did his job, and he breaks my sub, so that's really good play for him. So now he goes into his Scarf Manectric. It doesn't quite take me out because of my special defense wall plus one Calm Mind, so that would explain that. And I go for the Psychic, and that will take down the Manectric. I get a crit, but I'm not sure if it mattered with a +1 Psychic in his stab. So he goes into his Golduck just to get the priority move on me, and he gets more Life Orb damage. So I go into my own Golduck just to scare him away, and luckily that worked. And I go into for a substitute, and this is a substitute Calm Mind set that I made. And this Grumpig doesn't really scare me at all, because there's really nothing he can do, because the defenses on this Golduck is actually pretty good. But he goes for a Psychic, and that does break my sub, sadly, with a crit. I'm not sure if it really mattered to break my sub, but I go for the Calm Mind right now, and he does predict that nicely and goes straight for the Toxic. I would actually go for another Psychic right here if I was him, but he predicted that nicely that I wouldn't go for the substitute. So I go for a Hydro Pump because I know that would do more damage than Signal Beam now. So I'm trying to do as much damage to this Grumpig as I can before I fodder this thing out. And Hydro Pump does a pretty good amount of damage. I go for another Hydro Pump, I miss, and right now he's trying to stall me with that rest. I saw leftovers, and since I didn't see the Chesto Berry or Lumberry or something, I knew this had to be a Sleep Talking set, but it would be a weird Sleep Talking set because he would only have Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic, and Psychic, so his only move is Psychic. So I really had nothing else to take a Psychic or to take this thing down, because I have a lot of special attackers on this team actually, and the physical attackers can't do anything to this. So I go for a Hydro Pump just to do as much damage as I can before I die to Poison, and he goes into his Golduck, and it does a lot of damage to that Golduck actually, but Stealth Rock would really help get that Golduck down, because that's the biggest threat to my team. So I go to my Ampharos, and I go for the obvious Thunderbolt, and I haven't seen that Nidoqueen yet, because I really thought he didn't have a counter for this. And I just go into my Cargo just for fodder, but it gives him this chance to go for the Stealth Rock. And sadly, Macargo is not going to take that Earthquake even with his greatest defenses, because it's like times 4 effective, and that's stab for Nidoqueen. So I go into my Marowak just to see how much it would have done. I go for the rest here. Probably should have gone for the Boomerang first, then rest. But this is actually a Sleep Talking set, So I was gonna go for Sleep Talk, hopefully get the Boomerang. And I actually have Rest, Sleep Talk, Boomerang, and Fire Punch. And Fire Punch probably isn't the best move for Marowak. Mostly because in the NU tier, Fire Punch is really useless because there's a whole bunch of Pokemon that resist fire, and a lot of Pokemon actually have thick fat. So that's pretty bad. But if you were playing OU, Marowak with Fire Punch would probably do a lot better, for sure. So it goes for a Psychic. I'm just gonna rest up some more. Practically trying to see what he's gonna do, and I'm just trying to finish this thing off. So I'm gonna go for the Sleep Talk, and hopefully go for the Boomerang. Because especially these defense drop, it doesn't really matter. So I do finish him off with the Boomerang. And he's gonna go into his Golduck, so I'm pretty scared of that thing because it's really a lot he can do with that thing. So probably should have farted out Marowak because Ampharos can actually take one of these Hydro Pumps. But at the same time, I need Marowak to take down that Nidoqueen because otherwise I wouldn't be able to take it down with anything that I have. Because my last poke is Hitmonchan, and the only super effective move that I have on this Nidoqueen is Ice Punch. I went for the obvious Thunder Punch just to be safe, and that ended up being really bad for me. But I do get the Freeze hacks, and he does get the Poison hacks on me. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going for the... I probably should have went for the Ice Punch again. I don't know why I went to Marowak, and that probably did cost me the game right there. Oh, I know why. Because I wanted to save, I wanted to get Marowak's rest up so I can gain more HP, and I know Boomerang would take this thing down. And I knew Hitmonchan wasn't faster than Golduck, and it probably wouldn't take any of Golduck's moves. So go for the Sleep Talk. Sadly, I only get rest and useless stuff. So he roars me out into my Hitmonchan, and the poison is really taking its toll on his team, plus all the entry hazards that I set up. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch, hope for the Freeze. I don't get it, and it finishes me off with an Earthquake. So my last poke is a Marowak, and I'm just gonna go for the Sleep Talk, hopefully get the Boomerang. And things are looking pretty bad for me because I get another rest. Hold on, that was just my phone. But still, it goes for another Earthquake. The reason it's not doing that much is because this Marowak is physically defensive, because it doesn't really need attack with oh yeah, Thick Club, that's what it's called. So anyways, I'm just gonna go for the Boomerang right here with the Rest Talk, and surprisingly it only hits one time. I thought it was 90% for both times, so that's really, it sucks. So I'm just gonna go for another Sleep Talk, I think. Right. No, I go for the rest, and then next turn I'll go for the Sleep Talk, and I'll finish this Nidoqueen off. And it's gonna be down to our last pokes, and he's gonna finish me off with an Ice Beam from that Golduck. So that was a really great game. If you like this kind of layout, and if you like more videos like this, then please comment on what you think, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Alright YouTube, peace.